Hey everybody, listen, if you're doing Facebook advertising, you're going to want to watch this segment of breaking news because the Apple update rolled out, iOS 14.5, and guess what? People can now opt out of Facebook tracking. This is going to impact your marketing directly. Stay tuned. You know, we've been hearing about this update coming forever and the impacts that it's going to have on people's businesses. And there's some reports coming out right now that since Apple stopped Facebook's ability to track people across devices with the iOS 14 update, that now it looks like about 96% of actual users on Facebook who are given the option to opt out of the tracking are actually doing it. So for your marketing, that means it's really going to impact your ability to retarget, your ability to get in front of people that you're trying to get in front of, your ability to really harness people through the journey in your funnel, right from the introduction phase or to really whatever kind of customized messaging you're putting out there to people based on where they are in the sales process with you. This is really going to impact you. But you know, luckily for us, we've been hearing about this forever here at One SEO, so we've been prepared. Our social team, Kairos, Melanie, all of them over there are ready for this. None of our clients are suffering because we've restructured kind of some of our funnels and things that we're able to do for our clients. But if you're out there right now and your Facebook ads are tanking, or if they're going to be tanking in a couple of days and you're seeing this video now, just remember why. It's because Apple put out that update and people are now opting out of the tracking.
If you like this content and you're trying to grow your business, follow me at Lance Bachman and Lance Bachman Digital on Facebook. LFG, time to grow.
All right, so Facebook and Apple are in this all-out war against each other, right? So they're both trying to put their hands in each other's pockets. They're both trying to play in each other's spaces from both a software standpoint and a hardware standpoint. These companies are really at war, and the casualty here, the big one, is going to be your data and your marketing data. So this is going to impact your ability to track people across not just devices and platforms, but really anything on Apple. So one of the things that you could do to combat this kind of thing is you can make a better effort or make a bigger push, I should say, on your end to start collecting your customer data. So collect their email addresses, their phone numbers, because you're going to have to restructure your Facebook campaigns. So that's just the bottom line. You're going to have to restructure things to stay in front of people, and you're going to have to rethink your funnel and your approach to social media advertising. But what you're really going to want to do is start collecting that information so you can hit them through other channels, right? Whether that's going to be through email marketing, Google advertising and retargeting. But you're going to have to, make your net a little bit bigger to kind of compensate for that space that you're losing on the Facebook side of things. So just make sure that you're ahead of this by collecting the people's data. All right, your customer data, your customer database, doing everything you can to collect that information because it's like a gold mine when you're doing digital marketing, right? But, it doesn't just end there with Apple putting their hands in Facebook pockets, right? Because Facebook's doing the same thing. It looks like now Facebook is actually developing their own smartwatch, right? So now they're getting into the hardware space, and their big selling points on it right now from what we're hearing are going to be things like cameras in it that you can take pictures from anywhere. Of course, you're going to have the heart rate monitor, but they're putting that out to directly combat this. Apple's doing everything they can to take money, obviously, out of Facebook's pockets, but it doesn't just end there with the tracking, right? So Apple's not just, hurting the data from the Facebook side, but according to a CNBC article that just came out recently too, it looks like they're also going to be playing the feature side. So things that people used to use Facebook and WhatsApp for, Instagram, all that stuff, things like, FaceTiming and watching movies together, having rooms, all that is now going to be baked into iOS, but not at 14.5 with the 15 update later on this year. All right, but what you're going to be able to do is FaceTime Windows and Android devices. This is if you have an Apple iPhone, mind you. So if you have an iPhone, you're going to be able to FaceTime people and do a lot of things that you could do on or that you had to use Facebook for before on other platforms. You're not going to be able to do on your Apple device. So what does this mean, right? Obviously, at the top, we let you know that this means a lot for your marketing because your data is going to suffer here. It's not going to be as robust. You're not going to be able to have the kind of funnels that you had before, so you're going to have to rethink your game plan there. So from the advertising side, definitely hit us up for a free audit on your social media advertising. We'll take a look at it, and we'll let you know what you're doing now, what's working, what's going to carry over, and what you can do to kind of combat this and make sure your results don't suffer online. You still get your ROI and the leads coming in, all right? Especially if you're in e-commerce, home services, any kind of businesses like that, all right? But what we want to know is, do you think that this update from Apple and this work they're having with Facebook is actually, a gesture on their end to try to improve customer experience, not just customer, but, user experience overall? Or do you think it's just a play for them to kind of put out or Facebook out of business and take a bigger share of their market? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for tuning in today. We will talk to you soon. Do not forget to hit us up for that social media audit, all right?